Alright, the time has come for my top 10 best list of 2013, and there are a couple things to know before going into this. One, I haven't seen every movie that came out this year. I heard 12 Years a Slave, Dallas Buyers Club were really great films, but they didn't come out of my local theater, so I didn't get a chance to see them. But from the movies I did see, here are the top 10. And for every top 10 list, not everyone's going to agree with me. There are going to be some people who are going to say, how come this movie wasn't in there? How come this movie was in there? Everyone's opinion is different, so if you want to make your own top 10 list, then do that right now. Everyone's doing it. And I'm not going to be doing this every year, but I decided to nail off a couple of honorable mentions. The first honorable mention is going to go to Kick-Ass 2. Now, Kick-Ass 2, while it was not better than the first Kick-Ass, it was still a highly enjoyable film. I mean, yes, the film was not perfect. There are some flaws in it, but overall, I had a fun time with it, and I really enjoyed Kick-Ass 2. Elysium is next on our honorable mentions. At first I did like Elysium, but not as much. But then later on I was like, wait a minute, this Elysium film is really good. Matt Damon kicked ass, and Neil Blomkamp, I can't wait to see what you do for Chappie, starring Hugh Jackman. The next honorable mention is This Is the End. This Is the End for a long time that I thought was the funniest film of the year. It's definitely one of the funniest films of the year, probably in the top 3. While the script is not perfect, it's definitely a very, very hilarious film. The next honorable mention is The Wolverine. Now, I liked everything about The Wolverine except for that third act. It felt a bit cartoonish and it didn't go right with the dark tone that the Wolverine through the first and second act were building up to. But nonetheless, The Wolverine is still a great comic book film. The next honorable mention is Pacific Rim. I really enjoyed the hell out of it. I'm not even lying to you guys. I'm not trying to, make you think that, oh yeah, this film is really good. But when the robots and monsters were fighting, my jaw was open the whole time. The visual effects in this movie are great. And if you're just in the mood for robots versus monsters, just go see Pacific Rim. And my final honorable mention, some people will be mad about this, is Gravity. Now hold on. Calm down, guys. I really enjoyed Gravity. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying this movie's overrated. It definitely deserves my A grade. But there were other movies that I preferred. Alright, enough of that. Let's get on to the top 10 list.
Number 10.
Coming in at number 10 is The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. Now, The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug was a film that I was very excited to see because I watched all the Lord of the Rings movies leading up to it. While The Hobbit and Unexpected Journey definitely has some flaws, I still enjoyed it, but The Hobbit, Desolation of Smaug improved all the mistakes that the first one had. I gotta tell you, I can't wait for Hobbit there and back again. Nice job, Peter Jackson.
Number 9.
Coming in at number 9 is Place Beyond the Pines. Now, Place Beyond the Pines was a film that I did not see in theaters, but I saw it when it came out on DVD. And when I saw it, I was blown away by it. Not because I'm a fan of his, but legitimately Ryan Gosling is a great actor. And he does a great job in this film. So does Bradley Cooper, Ray Liotta. This film is magnificent. Yes, this film is long, 2 hours and 20 minutes, but those 2 hours and 20 minutes do pay off. And that's why Place Beyond the Pines is number 9.
Number 8.
Coming in at number 8 is Mud. Mud was also another film that I did not see in theaters, but when it came out on DVD, I saw it and I was blown away by it as well. Matthew McConaughey, I'm telling you, you look at his other films, this guy has completely changed his career around. And also the kids around him, they weren't, those stereotypical kids in films that just you cannot relate to. They're actually how kids like myself and my friends are, So that was really cool. And Mud overall is a really great film, filled with great characters, and that's why it's number 8 on my list.
Number 7.
Coming in number 7 is American Hustle. Now, American Hustle was a film that I was extremely excited for because of the talent involved. Now, I heard that people have been saying this movie is overrated, but not that it's terrible. It's just that not the film that they were expecting it. And I understand because, like, the first half, while I was loving every minute of it, it just didn't quite click with me, all the way. Because I was enjoying everything, but there was just something about that first half where you couldn't really get by. But then once the second half hit, it hit it big. I really enjoyed all of American Hustle.
Number 6.
Coming in at number 6 is Star Trek Into Darkness. Star Trek Into Darkness is a fun action film that I really enjoyed from start to finish. Now, I heard people have been complaining about the film, like saying, it's not that good of a Star Trek film. But in my opinion, I really enjoyed the hell out of it. And Benedict Cumberbatch plays a badass villain. That's all you need to hear from that.
Number 5.
Alright guys, these are the top 5 movies. These were the 5 big movies that really hit it for me. And at number 5 is Man of Steel. Now I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? Look, I understand if you do not like this movie. This movie is very mixed among people. A lot of people loved it. A lot of people liked it. There was also a good amount of people who didn't like it. I can understand if you didn't like it, but in my opinion, Man of Steel gave everything that we needed for a Superman film. It gave me the goosebumps. Henry Cavill did a great job.
Number 4.
Coming in at number 4 is Prisoners. Now, Prisoners was a film that I was really excited for because of its two main leads, Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman, and boy, do they deliver. In my opinion, I think Jake Gyllenhaal stole the show. While Hugh Jackman definitely gives an Oscar-worthy performance, Jake Gyllenhaal gives even bigger, greater performance.
Number 3.
Alright, we're getting down to the wire. These are the top 3 films of the year. And coming in at number 3 is The World's End. The World's End was a film that I was extremely excited for because I love Edgar Wright. He's one of the most underrated directors of this generation right now. I love Shaun of the Dead, I loved Hot Fuzz, I loved Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and I loved The World's End. Edgar Wright, you are a badass. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, they work together as always. But not only that, Martin Freeman, Bilbo Baggins, and those 2 other guys whose names I can never remember, but they all did a great job, and The World's End definitely is one of the funniest comedies I've seen in a long time.
Number 2.
And that is Only God Forgives. Wait, don't go away. Let me explain why I put Only God Forgives as number 2. Only God Forgives was a film that I was extremely anticipated for because I loved Drive. I've seen Nicholas Winding reference other films, and I got a feeling like, okay, this is his style. He always changes it up. He has this certain thing in his films where it's a certain thing that you need to piece out. Then once you finally put it together, then you understand the story even more. That's the same thing for Only God Forgives. Now, I will understand if you hate this film. This film is not for everyone. And I said that in my review. It's not for everyone, but for me, I knew what I was going into. I had my expectations, and I got a really great film.
Number 1.
And number 1, my favorite film of the year is The Wolf of Wall Street. Ooh, yeah. I loved The Wolf of Wall Street. It was a film that I recently saw. I just can't get it out of my mind. Martin Scorsese has directed another fantastic film. I'm sticking by my word. If Leonardo DiCaprio does not get nominated for an Oscar, or at least Martin Scorsese for Best Director, I'm gonna throw a fit because those two deserve it. And the fact that Jonah Hill is really great in this film, that says a lot. Now, while The Wolf of Wall Street is damn near 3 hours long, it is worth it. I never felt like it was 3 hours long. I felt that it was 2 hours long. And I've seen movies that are just 2 hours and they feel like 3 hours. But The Wolf of Wall Street didn't feel like it at all. It was like a long journey. It was an entertaining thrill ride, loud and flashy. And I enjoyed the hell out of The Wolf of Wall Street. And that's why The Wolf of Wall Street is number 1 on my top 10 best list of 2013. So guys, what do you think of my picks? I know a lot of people are not going to agree with my picks, but if you don't agree with it, then make your own video or comment below saying what are your top 10 favorites of 2013. So that's my top 10 best list of 2013, guys. I will give you my top 10 worst list pretty soon. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and have a nice day.